This video contains or may contain spoilers for Hollow Knight. Hallownest is a vast and very diverse place. It has multiple different sections and areas that each have something unique about them, from aesthetics to music to enemies and more. I think most players would probably say that they enjoy some areas more than others though, for a variety of reasons. In this video, I'll be ranking the areas of Hallownest from the ones I like the least to the ones I like the most. Number 18, Deepnest. Those who know that I'm an arachnophobe wouldn't be surprised to see this at the bottom. It's not just the spiders that I hate though, it's how aggressive and hard to get around many of the enemies here are. Plus there are spikes and breakaway floors that lead to spikes everywhere. No thank you. Number 17, Ancient Basin. I just don't think of this place as particularly interesting for any reason. The swirling patterns in its landscape and the bridge in the palace grounds are kind of cool, but I can't really think of much else. Plus it doesn't have any music or ambience at all, which at least Deepnest does. Number 16, Howling Cliffs. This one is slightly more interesting than the Basin. It's different in that you're not inside a cave for most of it and can get a glimpse of the world outside. For the most part, there's still not much to speak of, but Joni's Repose is absolutely gorgeous though. Plus the enemies here are all the easiest ones to deal with. That's a plus. Number 15, Royal Waterways. It's nice that these tunnels have been washed clean by the rain in the City of Tears, but the place is still a sewer. Plus it's full of some particularly annoying enemies. Isma's Grove is redeeming for it though. The plants here are really pretty, plus it just seems a lot cleaner and livelier than the rest of the area at large. Number 14, White Palace. This one has nice aesthetics, but it's less colorful than other areas. Plus there's the notorious platforming challenges throughout the whole thing. It's impressive in terms of architecture though, I'll give it that. Plus it's got some interesting little secrets if you know where to look. Number 13, Fungal Wastes. Not the prettiest area, but not really a boring one either. I've always thought mushrooms were cool, and this place is full of them. A lot of the mushroom creatures are pretty funny looking and entertaining, plus bouncing on the mushrooms is pretty fun. The wastes part of the name really seems like a misnomer, and a missed opportunity to call it the Fungal Jungle. The Mantis Village is really neat too, with its setup and structure. Number 12, Forgotten Crossroads. This place does well as an early game area that just makes the player want to explore as much as they can. It's also a place you might end up passing through a lot later on too, but I don't mind that so much. Of course, this area eventually becomes the infected Crossroads. Although it may be more annoying to traverse in that state, I think that from a lore perspective, it's a pretty clever way of reminding the player that things are going on in the background during their journey. Number 11, Godhome. To be honest, I almost forgot about this one when I was compiling the areas of this game to rank. I guess I don't consider it as integral to the story as other places, mainly because it's completely optional. It is lovely though. I love the ancient Greek and Roman inspired columns, and it's just so peaceful with all the hot springs and big puffy clouds. I can understand why all the God-seekers like to hang out here. Number 10, Dirtmouth. A small area, but a good one. The simple little homes and sense of community are a comfort in the midst of everything else going on in the game. It would be a nice little place to live, and some pretty friendly bugs are here. It would be an ideal place to start one's trip to Hallownest, and in the game, it is. Not too much else to say about it really, but I don't feel like I need to. Number 9, Fog Canyon. The bubbles everywhere are kinda cool, except for the ones that explode, that is. It's definitely a weird place, but not in a bad way. The ambience sounds like the music of Green Path as a nice little way of hinting that this area was likely part of it at some point. Makes you wonder how it got into its present state. Really not too bad of a place to navigate and be in, once you have Ismast here. Number 8, Crystal Peak. This place is a pretty one, if a little precarious at times. Where most of Hallownest is underground caverns, this one stands out by being in a mountain. The lore of the crystals is pretty interesting, making you wonder where they come from, how they grow, and what power they hold. The technological systems developed to help mine and transport all the crystals are impressive. Some of the enemies here, like the Glimbacks, are honestly kinda cute. Number 7, the Hive. The architecture and furniture in this place are really neat. The golden glow of the place seems warm and inviting, even if its inhabitants are not. This is also a place I might like to live. I wouldn't mind all the nectar and honey everywhere. I think it would smell nice. Once you have the Hive blood charm and don't need to worry about the enemies here, you can appreciate how lovely it looks. Number 6, the Abyss. This place is creepy, but that's what I like about it. The countless discarded vessel shells are sad to see, but the place as a whole has an interesting terrain and history. The ancient civilization may be long gone, but remnants of it are still present, making the place feel haunted. The Lifeblood Room, similar to Joni's Repose, is beautiful, if a pain to get into and navigate through. All in all, it's definitely an unforgettable part of the game's experience. Number 5, Resting Grounds. The light pink and light blue of this area's aesthetics blend nicely. Once you get the dream nail, being able to see all the ghostly stuff floating around is pretty cool. The place feels sad, but also peaceful, and the gravestones have some pretty interesting shapes and designs. I really wouldn't mind having the seer's job of tending to the grounds. The Spirit's Glade and Blue Lake in particular are very beautiful. Number 4, Kingdom's Edge. Even just the name of this place sounds cool. The falling ash everywhere is a nice aesthetic touch. I'm willing to deal with some of the more frustrating enemies here just to get the feeling of wonder that it brings, as well as hear the music and how it reflects that. It's hard to explain why I find this place so intriguing, I just do. Number 3, Green Path. This place is so lively and fun to explore without being too daunting. The lore of Un and how she created everything is super interesting. This is another place on the list of where I'd like to live in Hallownest. Being surrounded by wild growing plants all the time really just seems nice. Very little is built up, it's mostly just natural landscape, which I find appealing. Number 2, City of Tears. I think the constant falling rain is something to romanticize. Both the interior and exterior of the buildings are super ornate. Count this as another place I wouldn't mind living. During the game, it may be mostly in ruins, but I don't think that makes it any less appealing. This area is huge, and rightfully so. It definitely has room to be. Being able to watch over it all like Lurian seems like it would be pretty great. Number 1, Queen's Gardens. The White Lady is one of my favorite Hollow Knight characters, but that's not the only reason I like this place. Even overgrown, her gardens are still lovely, and those pretty white flowers still bloom everywhere. The enemies and terrain really aren't too bad for the most part, and the built-up architecture combined with the wild plants makes this area unlike any other in the game. I also really like the music and how it sets the mood for the place, neglected but still hauntingly beautiful. So what do you think of my ranking? How would you rank all the areas of Hallownest? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to give it a like, share it, check out my other Hollow Knight videos, and subscribe to my channel for more. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.